Hello, this is Sonja from A Happy Space. Welcome back at my channel. I hope you're all well. I'm going to do a printable today, Biblejournal Printable, and it's from a lady called Roetz. She's fairly well known in the South African Bible journaling community. She's got an Etsy shop. She recently opened an Etsy shop, but she had always a website where you could buy some printables from her, and she's super talented. And look at this gorgeous, gorgeous printable. I mean, I'm so glad I got the printable. I can use actually some of this paper for just craft projects. It's absolutely gorgeous. The theme of the printable, as you can see, is bloom where you're planted, and C is looking at the passage 1 Peter 5 verse 10. I'm still going to see if I'm going to journal in that passage. Depends on if I get space in my Bible, or maybe I just find a different passage which is more suitable for me. But I'm definitely going to use some of these flowers, thinking of using this heart. I'm going to keep to the vintage pretty theme. As you know me, I love anything vintage, pretty, pink. I'm a bit boring when it comes to that. That's just how I go, and I just love doing things like that. So I'm going to do washi tape, a doily. Yeah, and I think this printable is so gorgeous. I think whatever you do, it will just turn out beautifully. So I'd really recommend checking her out. I'm going to put her link down in the description box. So support her. It's wonderful to support artists, especially local for me. So yeah, just go and check her out. She's got loads of printables in her Etsy shop. Yeah, let's put you on fast forward and see how this turns out. Okay, here I've got my Bible open. I've decided to journal in Jeremiah 17 verse 7 to 8. I'll read it for you in a minute. I've done a recent entry, not in my Bible, but in a Travels notebook about that passage, but I just thought it fit perfectly, this a bloom where you plant it, and I haven't done it in my Bible. I've done it in a Travels notebook, so I didn't mind journaling that passage again. I think anyway it's a passage we can go back to over and over again. I'm just measuring to see that my tip in is the right size. It doesn't overlap in my Bible. I'm so excited. I ordered CSV interleaved journaling Bible, and I probably will get it in not a few weeks, probably 6 weeks or so. But I'm so excited for having the biggest space to be able to do sort of bigger creative journaling in my Bible. So I'm just quickly going to read you the passage again. It says, but blessed are those who trust in the Lord and have made the Lord their hope and confidence. They are like trees planted along a river bank with roots that reach deep into the water. Such trees are not bothered by heat or worried by the long months of drought. In the meantime, what I've done is I've taken a doily with some pink cardstock. I just wanted to bring the pinkness a little bit out. I didn't want the doily sort of just to melt into the background. So I've just fussy cut that. Now I'm using that cluster of flowers, which I'm going to fussy cut also, and I'm going to put that in the middle of the doily. I was actually sad to cut that journaling card up because I wanted to do a tip-in later, or not a tip-in, but a tab later, and I could have used that, so I had to make my own one, but never mind, it's not the end of the world. So what I've done is here, I've decided to use this beautiful white typewriter's font where it says bloom where you plant it. I love that typewriting font. It's absolutely beautiful. And what I've also decided, I want to use this heart. Now this heart sort of underneath each other just reminded me, sometimes you get these little things that hang in your house with a string behind, and then you've got the hearts on top. Some people put their kids' names on it or their birth dates on it. So it just reminded me of that. So I wanted to sort of do that type of effect of the hearts hanging down, and I'm going to use some lace to use as the hanging. So what I've done is now I wanted to emphasize and bring a little bit of pinkness out, because when I put the hearts just on the tip in it sort of melted in the background. So I'm using my heart punch just to punch hearts around the original hearts, just to give it more pink background, to make it a little bit bigger. Just as I said, so eventually it will just stand out. So I'm just using my heart punch. For the life of me, I cannot get that plastic thing back in the proper place. So I'm just, every time I just using it, and the heart just pop out as I use it. So here now I'm putting these hearts underneath each other. I'm just also realizing that my doily is a bit big, so I'm just going to sort of cut some of the doily later off. So yeah, I'm, as I said, just getting my placing, and then I've got this lace ribbon, which I'm going to attach to the tip in, and then I'm going to hang these hearts off it, as I say, to have this effect of this heart hanging here. So to get back to the verse again, this bloom when you plant it is to me is just, it's when times, as it says in the passage, and during times of drought, we are not, or this plant is not bothered by the heat or the lack of water. This plant make the best of it. They reach in the riverbank and get the water. They're not bothered by the drought. They're still flourishing. So to me, this is just a reminder when we go through tough times, that is the time then we can bloom. It's not a time that we have to go and sit and think, well, this is now what it is. We cannot actually be used by God. We cannot actually serve God and love God and make the best of the situation, or just actually more flourish in His presence and flourish in the fact that we are waiting for Him to come through. We are still, and then we just know that He's God, and that we have that inner peace, even if it goes very tough with us, just to have that knowledge, just to bloom when we are planted, because sometimes we are in situations which we cannot actually get out of it. This is where we are at this moment of time. This is where God wants us. It's not a surprise to Him. He knows everything, and this is just where He wants us, and we can still bloom. Back to the artwork, I've just turned the page around, and I've used this big flower cluster, and I cut that out. And I want to make a pocket so I can slip in a tag at the end to do my journaling. So I've just used the stress oxide ink, I think the wild berry, or the festive berry actually. I've just done that to give it a little bit more color, because it was a little bit white compared to the front bit of the tip in. So I've just done some double-sided tape in this on the sides and the bottom, so I can actually make this tag to slip in. So I'm using the leftover beautiful cardstock, which there was, and I'm just going to make my own tab. I didn't want it to waste that beautiful picture, or not picture, print. So I'm making my own tag now there to put that in there. And as I said, I'm going to do my journaling. I'm just reaching out for my puncher to make the hole in there, to do that. And yeah, I was just thinking that will be a nice spot to do some journaling, because I definitely want to do a prayer, just to be reminded of this. Yeah, as I said, that we need to be bloom where we planted. I think it's such a beautiful saying. So it's just a good reminder for that. Now, in the meantime, what I've done is use a Sharpie to emphasize those heart, but I forgot that Sharpies bleed through. So when I turned it over, shock horror, this is bleed through. But what I've decided to use this washi tape strips, which is part of the printable, with that cluster of flowers, and I'm going to stick it on there just to hide these hearts. And yeah, the day is saved. But I could kick myself when I saw the bleed through. I must just remember that Sharpies do bleed through. So yeah, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, I've saved the day. So yeah, I'm just looking for the space where I want to put it in. In Jeremiah 17 verse 7 to 8. And I'm using some washi tape. I'm just deciding what washi tape to use to do the tip in. Yeah, when you do the tip in, you just need to make obviously sure that you get it to nice and deep inside your Bible. You can do some washi tape on the other side, and actually at the end off camera, I actually did some washi tape on the other side just to secure it a little bit better, so it doesn't fall out. I actually used a different color of washi tape. In hindsight, I should have used the other color. It was sort of a light pink color. These flower colors, it's maybe a little bit too sort of busy, but it's yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I'm going to just do off camera my journaling. And I've just done a prayer to the Lord, and I've just said, Lord, let me trust you wherever I am. This is part of your plan. I have a choice to bloom. Let me be like a tree planted along a riverbank with roots that reach deep into the water. Let me bloom even during times of drought. So that was just my prayer to the Lord. So here I've just used one of the tabs, and I've used one of the word fetty that was there, and I thought I'm going to use bloom because this is to me the theme of this layout. And I've just to finally do it, I've just put a little tag in there. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Check out my other lists. And yeah, and I hope you enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed doing this printable. Check it out in my description link and support Ella Roetz, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.